I'll read out clauses B, C, and F, but the opening part of it also. Subject to the Constitution, Majlis-e-Shura, Parliament may by law provide for B, the delimitation of constituencies by the Election Commission, including delimitation of constituencies of local government. C, the preparation of electoral rolls, the requirements as to residence in a constituency, the determination of objections pertaining to and the commencement of electoral rolls, and F, all other matters necessary for due constitution of the two houses, the Provincial Assembly and local governments. Now, the Constitution requires Election Commission to carry out these activities for the purposes of conducting elections and due constitution of the two houses. If I may take you to Section 14 of the Election Act.
इसमें क्या बताना था?
इसमें मैं ये बता रहा हूँ कि Election Act का Section 14 आप देखेंगे तो 4 महीने के अंदर, before the expiry of the term of the Assembly, the Election Commission is to complete the delimitation, prepare electoral rolls, and so on and so forth, which is its duty under Clause F or 222 and the other provisions of the Constitution. So Section 14 अगर आप देखें Election Act का, so this timeline actually works with the timeline provided under Clause 4 of Article 224. जहाँ पे 120 days बताया था, तो साथ Election Act में बताया कि 4 महीने expiry term की expiry से पहले ये सारी activity और ये सारा काम करना है Election Commission ने, जो 222 में बताया हुआ है. So when you read them, all of them in harmony, the constitutional command becomes very clear, which is that no seat can be left vacant but for what is provided under Clause 4 of Article 224. So Section 14, I can read out, but my lords may kindly note what I've submitted with regards to Section 14.
What do you say about Article 51(1), as my lord Justice Muni pointed out?
जी.
यहाँ पे जिक्र seats का है और membership का नहीं है.
My lord,
51(1).
my lord would see that Article 51 deals with a stage where the elections are being conducted, it deals with the elections, it deals with the seats which are to be filled. Now, during the process, once the seats get filled, then they become members of the houses. So in the constitutional flow, a scheme of things, you start with 51, and then when you proceed, you are past 51, and the returned candidates are declared as such. They are administered oaths of the offices, they become members. So the interface is quite clear, sir, as far as my submission goes.
That perhaps you have reversed the sequence. I think the operative presumption of the Constitution is that in any house or provincial assembly, no seat, reserved or otherwise, will be left vacant. That is the basis on which the Constitution proceeds, to which, for example, Article 222(4) is an exception, that you must leave it vacant. Now, that presumption proceeds also on other presumptions. As my learned colleague Justice Mazhar Ali Shah pointed out, that the number of independents will be low. As you yourself said yesterday, that if there is a very, very large number of independents returned, there is something dysfunctional, something has gone out of kilter. Right? You said that yesterday.
My precise words were that people have then rejected the political parties.
In the sense that we have a parliamentary democracy based on political parties.
Yeah.
So once you accept that as the basis of the constitutional framework, insofar as we are presently concerned, then other things follow, then other clauses and provisions make sense. But here the very large number of independents, which you say is resulting in a vacancy of the reserved seats, and therefore the excess seats, as it were, go to the political parties and so on. It seems to me that that begs the question, where did that very large number of independents come from? Were they independents returned by the people, or were they independents, with all due respect to the Election Commission, created by the Election Commission on its faulty understanding of the Constitution, and in particular the judgment of the Supreme Court, which upheld their order? They said it meant this. It didn't say this, it didn't mean that at all. So you see, when we are in this realm, if this is the correct position, that this whole problem or issue is arising out of errors made by the Election Commission, then surely it is or is it not, the duty of the court, the Supreme Court, to the extent that it is able to do that, to correct that error, to rectify the problem, and if there are alternate pathways available, legally available, to choose the one that results in the error being rectified, and either for that problem, quote unquote, of reserved seats, the excess reserved seats, going to political parties who are not really entitled to that, because that tips the balance, that problem being disappeared because the reserved seats go to some political party to which is entitled, or maybe keeping the resultant vacancies to a minimum. I mean, it seems to me surely that is the correct way to interpret and apply the Constitution.
My Lord,
rather than just saying, no, the seats cannot lie vacant. No, I am sorry, I don't, with all due respect, look at it that way. I think the Constitution assumes that the seats will not lie vacant, and therefore, in terms of 22.4, expressly creates a situation where the Constitution says, look, this is the working basis of the Constitution, but here the seat must lie vacant. Surely that's the better and more correct approach.
My Lord, I had begun my submissions by yesterday by stating that these reserve seats under 51(6) are to bring in women in such large numbers to the assemblies. It is for their empowerment. And the tool is the political party, or the vehicle is the engine is the political party, and then there is a system which is provided, and that system excludes independence. So this is the flow.
But you see, it
now,
seems to me, just looking at jo aap abhi baat kar rahe hain, but then why have the system of proportional representation? Because it seems to me that when a general election especially takes place and general seats are contested by political parties, the mandate of the people is returned on that basis. Now you tip the balance. If you just take it up proportionally, right, in terms of the reserved seats, a political party wins 30% seats, it gets, leaving aside the provisor for a moment, it gets 30% of the reserved seat, another one wins 1 seat, so it gets nothing, and so on and so forth. That does not upset the mandate of the people. But if the approach that you take, that no, this is for this purpose, and therefore the seats cannot be left open, that actually tips the electoral mandate.
What you have before you, my Lord, and also when you look at 51(6) and the way I look at it is that it requires exclusion of independents. I'm sure my Lord would appreciate that, that independents have to be excluded and so on. Now, the only question or the observation which has come thus far is that such a large number of independents have returned. So what do we do about that situation? I'll come to that. But I've just shown you in 2008 there were about more than 20% in Balochistan returned independents. Now, surely those 10 independents also had people's mandate.
I don't know, is it anybody's case before us?
I'm going to come to that.
No, you don't know what I'm going to ask. Is it anyone's case before us that the seats should remain vacant? I've not heard that from that side.
No.
This side is saying they should come to me. The other political parties is saying that they should come to them, but it's nobody's case. Yes. Why are we exploring something which nobody is pleading?
Yes, and Mr. Siddiqui,
because
if I recall,
the general principle of cases before the Supreme Court is you should only adjudicate on matters which come before the Supreme Court. So why are we going into, why are you spending so much time on the seats can't be left vacant? Nobody wants the seats to be left vacant.
And I believe Mr. Siddiqui did take a position on this when a question was asked, and he said that they can't be left vacant, if I recall it correctly. So clearly, there was no
Siddiqui's whole case is they should come to the Sunni Council. It's as simple as that. Nothing complicated.
This is the last part where I will address this.
What can and cannot be done. अगर हम simple proportional representation होती, तो एक तरीका कार तो बड़ा आसान था. जितने ये सारे क्लॉजेस की जरूरत ही नहीं थी, एक शिक होती 5% वोट मिले तो आपको वो इतने मिल जाएंगे ऑटोमेटिकली, आपको किसी को सोचने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, टक करके कर दें। तो ये पॉलिटिकल पार्टी ये वगैरह, इसमें कोई लिखने की जरूरत नहीं थी, जिस पॉलिटिकल पार्टी को जितने सीट मिले बस उसको आप दे दें इलेक्शन में,
पॉपुलर वोट की बेसिस
नहीं। वो तो एक बहुत सिंपल सी बात लिख देते हैं आइन वाले। मैं बार बार इसीलिए आइन की जो तहरीर है वो क्यों उन्होंने किया, गलत किया, कैसे किया, क्यों नहीं उन्होंने सोचा कि ऐसा सिचुएशन डेवलप हो सकता था, ये वो जाने, हमारा काम नहीं है।
ये मैंने आखिर में ये आखिरी मेरा है, आई एम ऑन माय सेकंड लास्ट सबमिशन, बट द लास्ट सबमिशन इज प्रिसाइसली दिस, इफ आई मे नाउ प्रोसीड विद माय सेकंड लास्ट सबमिशन।